So in this video, I'm going to show you the fastest way to sell your first or maybe next 20K a month profitably. And I'm telling you this without spending tens of thousands of dollars on junk leads, wasting time selling to uninterested prospects, or even having to sell your friends or family. And I help life insurance agents make $20,000 to $30,000 per month in 90 days or less. And I wanted to show you some real proof, some real screenshots, some real reasons why you should actually trust me. And I actually showed, like, I've literally done this myself. As you can see, Baltimore Life Commission check, Ascendo, the list goes on and on. And on top of me showing the commission statements right here, as you could stop at any time to be able to see, I also wanted to show you some leads that I've generated, right? I've generated over 100,000 leads, and here's just a few of them, all coming in sub $8 a piece. So I've spent a lot of money on Facebook trying to figure out what I'm about to teach you in this video, because I want to teach you and give you the lesson without the scar. And I just want to give you a quick disclaimer. This is only going to work for a life insurance agent that is already licensed. If you're not, DM me right now the word license, or email me, johnny@nitafanfinancial.com, and we'll talk through what next steps would be for you. And if you're over 20K a month, you're doing 20, 50, whatever it is, over 100K or over 20K a month and wanting to scale past $300,000 per month, I have a separate training just for you. Message me the word sales, right? With the dollar signs. Message me sales on Instagram, or again, email me, Johnny@nitafanfinancial, and I'll send that training over to you. But let's get in. How do you get to 0 to 20K the fastest that you want, or get your next one profitably? All right, the problems that you might have right now, right? You're buying overpriced leads that either don't convert at a high clip, right? Or you're selling a ton of premium but have nothing in your account to show for it, right? You're selling, you're on the top of the leaderboards, but you look at your account and there's nothing there. It doesn't really actually show for it. You're publicly praised, but you're secretly like nervous, right? You're nervous because you don't have any money in the account. You're running up the credit cards, right? You have no consistent sales process that will take that you actually take every single lead through. You have inconsistent lead flow, which leads to inconsistent income. It's all over the place, right? Month in and month out. You don't know how much you're really going to make. Your wife or husband comes up to you and it's like, how much can we actually make, right? They want a budget, but you can't, right? Because you don't know what your income looks like. And you have low profit margins. You don't know your profit margins at all. You don't even have enough leads coming into the pipeline every single day. You have low comp tour. Even if you had a great sales process, marketing system, you would still struggle to be profitable. And you make a ton of dials right now, but you rarely ever speak to interested prospects. All right. So this is the fastest way to get to 20K a month profitably and more so sustainably. Right. And so how do you actually, so I'm going to take you through the blueprint. This is the outline. How do you generate 20 to 30 fresh leads every single day, fresh and exclusive leads that are exclusive to you, obviously, sales process and the metrics to close 1 to 3 policies per day, the backend systems and software to automate and scale your business, the exact money math to make 20K a month net, and how you can actually work with me one-to-one to help to go into your business and help you grow and scale the business. So things you must know, number one, is that there's 2 different learning curves. The very first learning curve is going to be the sales learning curve. That's what everybody wants to train you on, which is awesome, right? You need to get really good at building rapport, overcoming objections, and helping people make a decision. But more importantly, and not more importantly, but like that's one side of the learning curve. On the other side of the learning curve is actually the industry learning curve, right? How do you actually underwrite? How do you actually know what product is going to pay you the most profitably? How do you actually become a business owner in the life insurance space? What carriers do you need to be using? What are the tips and tricks to actually become a profitable agent, right? Number 2 is extreme ownership of your situation. It's not the upline. It's not your agency. It's not your IMO. It's not your mentor's responsibility for your success, right? It's not the leads either, right? Because there's probably people working the leads that you're working right now that are making way more money than you're making right now. It's not even your sales process, right? Like, it's not even your comp. It's your fault at the end of the day. Yeah, these things can be tweaked, can be changed, but ultimately it's your responsibility to see success. So own it. All right. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. All right. And that's point number 4. And I'm skipping ahead, but we're point number 3, right? The top dogs succeed no matter what. People who win, people who are the top 1% of the industry, right? They're going to win no matter what, right? If you don't have the resources or capital, apply for credit, get financing, get personal loans, get loans from the bank, ask people, right? Literally ask people and find a way. Winners find a way. Nothing is going to change if you don't change it. That's the definition of insanity. If you expect different results from your situation right now, the reality is you're going to stay with where you're at, right? It's insanity. The more money you spend on ads, the more likely and probable you are to win and make tons of money. It's like going to a casino to gamble, right? You want to look at your ad spend as going to the casino and being able to gamble, right? So the reality is, if you go in, and most people who lose against the house are gambling with such little money, of course you're going to lose a lot of money, right? Your chances are against you. But if you go into the casino, if you know the game, if you understand the actual probability and have the money to be able to put into that, you're ultimately going to win. All right. And so it's not that the casino's rigged or whatever it is. It's just that you don't understand the game and you don't understand how to make money right now. That's the problem. The problem isn't the industry, the upline, the agency. The problem is that you don't know how to make money, right? And that's okay. That's what this training is for. All right. 0 to 20K a month is 90% of you as a salesperson. So hyper focus on the sales side. Most likely you're not as good as you think you are. So get better. Lastly, this is a lead flow business. The more leads you get, the more likely you are to succeed, as my camera is literally on top of that. So let's keep going. All right. So how do you actually generate 20 to 30 new fresh leads every single day? Here's the game. Start with Facebook ads campaign, set it up to where you have 1 campaign, 2 ad sets, and 5 ads per ad set, right? 10 total. Start with $50 a day and spend per ad set. So $100 per day total. The best mixture is going to be pictures and videos. That's where the Goldilocks method actually comes into play that I'm going to get with in a second here. For best results, 10 plus states are ideal. So you have a large enough audience. Testing these ads. So test these ads for 7 days without touching them and kill all the ads that aren't making money, that aren't profitable. Just instantly turn them off. All right. Keep the ones that are making money. Keep those on, obviously. The only ads that only keep the ads that brought the highest return on sales. If you happen to make no sales, go based on the ones that you got into the most presentations with. So the sales is number 1. That's the number 1 indicator that you look at. But the next degree over, if you don't hit the sales side, you want to look at presentations, because 7 days is just so, like, even if you spend $100, that's $700. That's not a lot of spend. That your Facebook is still trying to find your dream person. All right. So keep spending. Don't be afraid to do it. But at the same time, look at presentations and go call it based on that, right? Or the contacts or people that you actually feel are the best quality, but those are the metrics that I look at. All right, number 2 is it's important you have a CRM that will show you the data of which ad or ad set that it will come from. I use High Level, all right? It's nice because it shows you the exact ads that it came from, all right? Once you have 100 plus leads that have been generated, you should have an accurate description on what your 2 to 3 winners of ads are. Turn everything else on and just run those ads, all right? Now, use the Goldilocks method, right? You have to have a good quality and also a good quantity. You have to have a lot of volume of leads. That's how this works, all right? So a lot of fresh lead volume is the name of the game when you're selling telesales. So scale up your ad spend to where you're getting 20 to 30 fresh leads every single day. All these leads should be coming in sub $10. If not, there's either a targeting problem, a creative problem, an ad copy problem, a headline problem. Your lead form might be off. There's a lot of different things that might be off here. Typically, we're getting $5 to $8 leads is what I'm generating them at. Obviously, as you saw earlier, right? If not, it's your creative isn't strong enough. 9 times out of 10, you're targeting not enough states that you're licensed in, and your lead form might be off, and it might be off as well, right? Marketing metrics you need to be hitting, right? If your leads are sub 10, you need to be closing 5% of total leads. So if it's sub 10, you should be closing 5% of leads. Cost per acquisition needs to be 150 or lower. If not, that needs to be done. All right. 6x ROAS on written business, 4x ROAS on 30-day commissions. Your ad spend over $100 a day, 150 to 200 dials per day. Once it's dialed in, leads generated 20 to 30 per day. Again, cost per acquisition is way more important. Cost per lead, sub $10, but again, cost per acquisition is more important, because if you got one lead a day and you close one sale per day, if they close at 100% closing rate and they cost $120, that's still under $150 cost to acquire a customer, cost per acquisition. So I'd run that all day, right? So again, cost per lead is a good indicator, but it's not the king. A lot of people that I talk with and that I actually help and that come to me, they want to hyper focus and laser focus on cost per lead. It's really the cost per acquisition that is most important. That is the key metric. All right, cost per lead, sub 10, and then net 70% on deposited commissions versus spend for the month. So if you deposit 10K, you should be netting 7K from that in that example. All right. So once you generate leads, send them to CRM, to a really easy to use. I use Go High Level just because of how simple it is, specifically Agent AI. All right, make sure that your intro text goes out right away when they fill out the form. And again, confirm what they filled out and verify one of the answers that they gave, so you know, so they know whose ad they filled out. They know it is you for sure, right? Hit them with 3 texts per day. The very first day, 3 texts the second day, and then 2 times the rest of the 7 days. Then just 1 text every other day after that for the first 30 days, all right? Your closing rate is going to be most involved, and you're going to close the most amount of people in that first 3 days. And then after that, the next third that you're going to close is going to be in that first 7 days. So it's super important to hit them hard the very first few days. All right. Have flows that follow up if they close, if they don't close, but you present, and after you call them, right? So you should already have workflows of like, okay, if you presented them, they didn't close, you have workflows that go out. If you close them, you should have 52 week workflows, right? So I have all that stuff already built out. And you can also send these to a Google Sheets via Zapier connection. I wouldn't recommend this because there's not follow-up going up on the back end. It's super important to hit them not only via calls, but via text as well right away. And if you're absolutely loving this and you actually want to start working with me, there's an application below. Fill that out, schedule a call, and let's talk. But if not, now let's talk about the sales process, all right? So the sales process and metrics to close 1 to 3 policies per day. So once you get a lead that's generated, your number one job is to call and close. So call within 5 minutes. Calling from a local presence dialer, Kixi or Wave. Triple dial every lead. Use a one call close question-based framework. So I'm going to give you a super quick breakdown. I have stuff on my YouTube channel that goes into this. But number one, I use a sales sniper script. So what that looks like is that mastering the intro and the upfront objections you're going to get. Very curious and confused tone at the beginning. Hey, John. Yeah, John, this is just Johnny. I was just giving you a quick call back in regards to the request you sent in about the new state-regulated life insurance program in Arizona. And you listed your beneficiary as your wife. Is that right? Very curious tone. All right, cool. Do that. Always end with a question. Acknowledge, answer, ask. Very simple. Very straight to the point. All right. Medically underwrite like a professional. Use insurance toolkits with what the client will get approved for. Try to get day one coverage as if possible. Right. Peel back the onion. Discover and ask why questions. Set an idea. So this is crucial, right? Implement this into your script right now. Set an identity frame that they're a loving, caring, kind mom, brother, sister. Build them up. Make them share their why and why it's important to them. Have them share what life would look like if they don't actually get coverage. These are consequence questions, right? And then from here, pitch 3 options, highest to lowest, max coverage as well. Get an approval, 2 option close, cool down, and get referrals, right? So sales metrics that you need to hit: 5% dial to contact rate, 40% contact to presentation rate, 60% close rate on presentations, $1,000 AP per sale, and 80% placement. If any of these are off, you have a serious problem. And it's not a marketing problem. It's a sales problem. So make sure that you have this stuff dialed in. If your contact to presentation rate is horrible, if your close rate is not 60% and you're at 20%, you're literally leaving. If you just got that to 60%, you would literally triple your profit. That's how important the sales side is. That's why I say 90% of you getting to 20K a month is purely sales related. The way I was able to like when I started generating leads to literally net $25,000 in commissions, my very first 3 weeks was because I was a dog at sales. So if you want to actually learn how to sell, click the application below. All right, cool. So sales stuff that you need to know. The number one lever that you can pull in sales is your conviction. So come out of a place of abundance in helping them get into a better position than you find them. It's not about the questions that you ask, but about the answers that you get. All right. Memorize your script, say it out loud, and know it, right? You should have this memorized within 2 days. If you don't know your script, get off this training. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, memorize your training. All right. The sale is won and lost at the discovery or why portion of the script. All right. Build pain, paint the picture. It should say paint right there. Paint the picture of what life would actually look like with coverage. And then like build them up, and then on the backside, make them envision what life would actually look like clearly without any coverage in place. The more live sales calls that you can listen to of A players, the more that you're going to close. Again, congruency. Sales is a way of life. Congruency is so crucial. You are getting the same objections that you give right now. You give what you get. You give what you get, right? So if you're not congruent, if you're not living in alignment, then maybe you should check yourself. You should work on yourself, right? Go into the presentation like it's... So when you're going into a presentation and getting somebody on the phone, it's like going into war with a gun that has no bullets. The questions that you ask will give you the ammo that you need to shoot down any objection they might get. That's why it's not about the questions that you ask, but about the answers that you get, because that helps load the gun to shoot down any objection that they're going to give you. All right. And objections are the symptoms. All right. This is super important. Objections are the symptoms. Your problem is that you don't handle them early enough in the call when they initially give them to you, which is way easier to do. And again, that's before pricing is out there. All right. So back into systems that are crucial for you to scale your business. Number one, write 3 to 4 main carriers. If you're writing seniors and final expense, make sure these are true Social Security billing carriers. Number two, have a CRM with email, SMS automations, and AI working in the background to set appointments and get the clients to engage. Google Sheets data tracker that has all your crucial data so it's easily visible and gets smarter, more accurate as more info is inputted, right? So you got to have a master sheet that has all your data, your marketing metrics, your sales metrics, your business metrics, your profitability, how much cash flow is coming in. And then it also gives you, based on more data that you enter in there, it actually makes it smarter over time. So you can actually have clear projections for month over month cash flow. All right. Mailing service to send out a handwritten policy whenever you sell a policy. I want a handwritten card going out to the client within 48 hours of me selling the policy. All right. Policy reviews to renew a policy, write a better policy, or upsell. This is super important. Always have standing people to talk to that you've already sold, right? And then have a Facebook pixel that is actually attracting your dream clients. If you're generating leads on Facebook right now and you're not getting the dream clients that you want, it's probably because your Facebook pixel is horrible. All right. So this is the exact money math that you need to make 20K a month net. I got my handy dandy tracker right here. So I'm going to give you a good, better, best situation. So you spend $4,000 on ads, all right, which is literally nothing. That's like $150 per day. All right. Cost per lead is $10 in this good example. The leads generated monthly is 400, right? 400 leads, 100 leads per week. You're closing at 5%, right? Say, for example, you do that. Your approved policies, you approve 20, right? Which is awesome. Your average policy is $1,000. It's great. Your placement rate is 80%, all right? Your total commissions after your advances are going to be $16,000 and your net commissions are going to be $12,000. Here's the crazy thing. This literally is math that points out that it is a sales problem, because look, better, same example, $4,000 of ad spend, $10 cost per lead, 400 leads generated. Everything stays the same, but you increased the amount of deals that you closed, the amount of deals that you got approved, right? So instead of 20 policies, you actually, just by a 3% change of closing rate, you actually approve 32 policies. and then your average policy is $1,000. So your total commissions comes out to $25,600, which leads you in net commissions to $21,000. Literally, that is the money math right there. But that's just a better example, right? Let's look at the best example, right? Top closers are doing this right now. $4,000 of ad spend, $10 cost per lead, 400 leads generated, 10%, right? So you double the close rate, you double the policies that you sell just because you're a better closer. Literally nothing else. Literally everything else is the same, but this person knows how to overcome their objections. They know the tonality. They know the questions they need to ask to be able to get the answers that they're looking for, right? Just by doing that, it literally will double your total commissions. And listen to this, not only double your commissions, triple or 2.5x, more than double your net income. This is money math. This is literally why I say it's 90% of sales, because if you just had better sales, if you knew how to overcome objections, if you knew how to actually go through the script, underwrite properly, sell the client, if you knew how to overcome their objections that they're hitting with you every single day, you could literally 2.5x your profit doing nothing else. And I'm assuming you probably have your ad spend and your cost per lead is probably not this. So if you fix both of those, you literally 5x your business in just a short amount of time. That's literally the money math. All right. So the question I know you're probably asking in your head is like, okay, Johnny, this is awesome, but how can I work with you? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm going to actually show you how you can actually work with me one-to-one with me and my team to help build and scale your agency and the price. All right. So done for you Facebook ad setup, a proven profitable Facebook ad creatives to launch your campaign, a done with you ad management, literally just $10 a day, proven ad and scaling strategies and benchmarks, access to a growing, tested and winning ad creatives, my Facebook account troubleshooting and workarounds, done for you telesales integration, tools integration, my 300K a month sales sniper script, sales call reviews, and real-time closing support, a cheat sheet for guides and stakes, contracting and carriers, solutions for selling in non-licensed states, and an initial one-to-one scaling game plan call so you can get to the next rung. All right. This is literally all that you need. This is how you and me can work together right now to literally help you grow and scale your business. So what's actually included? You're going to have lifetime access to the core sales marketing automations, 5 calls a week going over sales training, marketing training, objection handling. So literally here's the next steps. All right. Click the link below this video right now. Fill out the application, super simple and quick, straight to the point application, and book a call with me directly. Fill out everything in the application correctly because we're going to look it over before the call. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on our scaling game plan call. So click the link right now, apply, and I'll see you on the call.